Ariel is a young journalist who aspires to make it big in the field. But no matter how hard she tries, her boss Stan takes all the credit for himself. She meets with her friend and tells him how she has been feeling underappreciated. She also reveals that she wants to discover a big story under her name and eventually wants to become an author of a novel. But her friend dismisses the idea and says that she is very mediocre and should not aspire to do something as big as that. One day, she gets the news that the 80s pop star Alfred Moret is coming out his 38-year-old retirement. She tells Stan about it, but he dismisses it by saying that Moretti used to love spreading such rumors and rattle the audience. But just at that moment, they see a YouTube video published by his publicist saying that he is making a comeback. He also reveals that Moretti is working on a new album and will be releasing it soon. The world of entertainment media explodes by the news, and everyone keeps on talking about it, as if it is going to be the next big thing. It is also revealed that Moretti would invite a couple of anonymous guests to his private compound and release his new music for them to have a preview. Stan is elated as he is one of the invites, but everyone gets shocked when Ariel gets an invite as well. They reach the place, and a man named Jorg welcomes them. He directs them towards a bus that will take them to the compound. They get on the bus, and there are 4 other people, which include talk show host Clara, paparazzi expert Bianca, social media influencer Emily, and RJ Bill. Clara also reveals that Moretti once had a huge argument with Bill as he gave him a bad review. With that, the journey commences, and they go through hills to reach the compound. Ariel reads the welcome manual and finds a couple of suspicious things written there and tries to convey it to Stan, but he pays no attention to it. He also says that he will write the main article and will take the credit for it, and Ariel should simply stick to taking side notes. They also find his crazy fans waiting outside the entrance just to have a glance at him. They finally reach the compound and are welcomed by a group of people. Everyone has the same attire on, and they behave in a rather strange manner. One of them asks all the guests to submit their phones so the experience can be fully enjoyed, and they do so. After that, they are presented with vases and then escorted to their respective rooms. They reach the dining area to have dinner, and Moretti soon comes there. He welcomes everyone in and starts talking about his life experience and cracks a couple of jokes, after which he says that the people present, there would be the few lucky people to have an exclusive preview of his new album. Everyone is about to sit for dinner, but a little girl named Maud comes to Ariel and introduces herself. They soon create a bond, and she asks Ariel to sit with her, to which she agrees. They sit for dinner, but before that, they're given a loaf of bread, and everyone is supposed to have a bite from it, which creeps out Ariel. She is sitting next to Jorg and says that she's a journalist who is writing a piece, so she can really use some information from him. He says that he used to be a school teacher, but then one day he got a call from Moretti asking him to be his manager. On that date itself, he packed all his luggage and left his old life behind to join Moretti. Ariel then straight up asks him if it is a cult, and Jorg says that it is, and they identify as beings called Leveless. The motivation of this card is to protect creativity and eliminate any threat that comes in the way. After the dinner, Ariel is taking notes when suddenly Moretti comes there and introduces himself to her. She thanks him for inviting her, and Moretti says that it will be an experience that she will never forget. After the dinner, all the 6 guests are paired up with a concierge who takes care of their every need and is with them 24/7. Ariel gets inside her room, but notices that her laptop is missing and finds a note that says that her laptop was confiscated and she would get it back on her way back. She suddenly hears a noise, and when she looks from the keyhole, she finds her concierge bell sitting there. She then plays some music and gets to her work. But what she does not know is the room has a surveillance camera and everyone is being looked at by a team. Bill is enjoying a spa session, but suddenly, some men come in and grab him. He screams for his life, but they eventually kill him. The next morning, she gets up, and when she steps out of her room, she finds Belle standing there creepily. She goes for a jog, but Belle keeps on following her. She notices that the cult is extremely strange and that everyone indulges in even stranger activities. She then finds Moretti and wishes him good morning. She then compliments his music as well as his hospitality. She asks him about the cult and when he found it, but he said that it existed long before him and he just joined it and now is leading the group. She asks him about what exactly it is that the group does, and he says that he will show her. He takes her to a cottage where a man is sitting who is frantically cutting open oysters first off. Moretti says that everyone in the cult wears a pearl necklace, and they only use real pearls, so everyone in the cult is bound to cut open oysters one after the other to find pearls. While cutting the pearls, the man accidentally stabs himself in the hand, but he does not pay any attention to it and starts to work again. They get out, and Moretti tells her that there are very few oysters that contain pearls, and the ones that do not have it in them are useless and will be destroyed. Ariel gets out of the shower, and when she opens the door, some people barge into the room with racks filled with clothes. A woman named Rachel says that she is supposed to get ready for the dinner, and she would help Ariel out with it. Ariel tries to extract some information from her, but she does not pay any attention to it. They dress up Ariel beautifully, but after which Rachel asks if she is shaved down there. Ariel is taken aback by that question and objects to it, but Rachel says that everyone who attends the dinner is to be shaved. She also says that everyone who has met Moretti for dinner over the years has followed the same ritual, so she has to do the same, and having no other option, Ariel complies. Ariel gets out and finds that everyone has gotten ready as well. She asks if they were forced to shave down their private parts as well, and they say yes. Yurk comes there and says that it is time for them to go to the listening room, but Ariel notices that Bill is missing. Yurk says that he's having a massage session and he will join them later. With this, they proceed towards the listening room, where Moretti is ready with an extravagant costume. Everyone sits down, and Moretti plays his music and starts to perform. He gives his heart out and dances with the people present there as well. Suddenly, Emily starts to cough, and they have to put a stop to their show. Moretti says that she must have inhaled something bad, but there is nothing to worry, and she asks Rachel to take care of her. Arian tells Clara that the entire place is weird, and everyone seems to be talented and happy. But Clara says that Moretti has always been eccentric, and it's just one of his other tricks. Ariel talks to Stan again, and says that she wants to write a secondary piece about the card as she thinks that something is brewing beneath the surface. But Stan immediately dismisses it, saying that he will publish one article, and he will be the author of it. Suddenly, an arrow pierces through his chest. Everyone gathers around him, and a kid says that he accidentally shot it towards him. But York says that there is nothing to worry about, and they will take care of it. At night, Ariel joins the group in their room, and says that there is something really wrong going on. She tells them that Stan was shot intentionally, and they are being watched over at all times. But nobody pays any attention to it, and says that it is usual behavior for morality, and that there is nothing more to it. At night in the dining room, Moretti puts on another flamboyant act, but Ariel has grown too suspicious of him, and decides that she's going to do something about it. The next morning, she sneaks out of the room from the window. Belle keeps on knocking on the door, but upon getting no answer, she breaks it open and finds that Ariel has fled her room. She immediately starts to look for Ariel while she goes around looking through the compound. Finally, she reaches the barn and finds their phones. But to her shock, all the phones have been scratched and completely destroyed. But what she does not notice is there is a beheaded body kept inside the burn. At that moment, Rachel comes there, but she is too furious and leaves from there. She immediately backs her staff and gets ready to leave, but Moretti comes there and asks her about it. She says that she does not want to explain anything and leave immediately. But York says that the car is being taken to buy some groceries. Moretti requests her to stay for some time, and once the car gets back, they will drop her off immediately. At that moment, Maud comes there and requests her to stay for the puppet show, after which she can leave, and she agrees. They go to the theater, and the show starts, but it includes puppets made out of dead red, which really creeps everyone out. The play depicts the media and paparazzi harassing an actress, which made her leave her career. Suddenly, Ariel notices that Ben back is moving. She immediately gets up from it, and everyone else notices the movement as well. Two hands rip out the bag, and a disfigured Emily comes out of it, which horrifies everyone. Moretti says that she has ingested some toxic gas, which has caused the reaction. Chaos erupts in the room, and everyone tries to run, but the group gets a hold of them and physically assaults them to stop. Moretti then reveals that everyone present there has criticized his work at some point or the other, which forced him to quit his career and go into hibernation. The cult's motivation is to stop such people who put an end to creativity. Everyone tries to escape to save their lives, but they get caught and brutally murdered one by one. But seizing this opportunity, Ariel breaks out of the window and runs from there. She runs and gets inside a house where she finds Bill's mutilated head hanging on the wall. She also finds bottles of cyanide and figures that everyone is planning to perform a mass suicide. At that moment, everyone gets there to look for her, but she hides in the bathroom and does not get caught. But just when she thinks that she's safe, Belle breaks in from the window, and they both engage in a scuffle. But it is of no use, as well overpowers her and knocks her out. She wakes up and finds herself tied to a chair with Clara, while the entire cult is present there. Moretti gives a speech, and everyone is served with a poisonous champagne. Rachel approaches Ariel and whispers that she will free her up and that it is her chance to run out. She cuts her loose, and seizing the opportunity, Ariel pushes her and runs from there. A fire pit falls on Moretti's clothes, and he catches on fire. Ariel takes a bike and runs away from there, but Belle starts to follow her as well. She manages to reach the gate and climb over the fence, where she finds a fan sleeping in his car. She tries to convince him to drive off with her, but he keeps on blabbering nonsense. Having no other way, she knocks him out and takes the car and leaves while Belle stands there watching her. 2 years pass. Ariel has become a big-time author as she has written a book about her experience in the cult. She says that she went back to the compound with a team of cops only to find the dead bodies of the 4 other people and Moretti playing piano in a suit. Moretti was arrested, but strangely enough, none of the levelists were found. At that moment, she gets a call from Moretti's publicist, who says that Moretti has agreed to see her for the interview that she wanted. She goes to the prison and meets him. He reveals there that the people who were killed had no authority to review art, and they did it, which puts a stop to creativity, and he wanted to take revenge. She says that he should be ashamed for the murders of the levelers, but he says that the champagne was not poisonous, and no one was scared. He then reveals that all of them are alive, and they're walking in different parts of the world and slowly spreading knowledge about the cult. To put the last nail in the coffin, he also reveals that her escape was pre-planned, so that she writes a book and spreads the knowledge about this to the world, which she has done now. And it is only because of her that the world as a whole has exposure to such beliefs and can join in on the group. Later, she goes for a TV interview, but suddenly notices the anchor is wearing the same pearl necklace. She sits there stunned, knowing that she has now spread the cult throughout the world. So, that was the recap for the 2025 movie Opus. For more recaps like this, stay subscribed to the channel. And if you have liked this video, you may also like this.